I'm here with the head football coach, the Highland Springers in his 16th season at the helm, Loren Johnson, coming off his 5th state championship. Well, Coach, how do you and the Johnson family celebrate the latest championship in off-season/summer, if you will, because it goes by fast, doesn't it?
It does go by fast, and it wasn't much celebration after the game itself. You smile a little bit, you hang out with your family, you get back to the house, man, and most people can tell you, I was in the grocery store buying groceries after the game. My wife needed me to run some errands, so that takes precedent over everything. So we just enjoy it. We relish it for a short period of time, and then back in the month of January, man, we're back at work.
Yeah, those honey-do lists pile up when you're in the middle of a football grinding season. Well, one Johnson young man is at Virginia Tech, your alma mater. The other one is the reigning defensive player of the year in the state, Class 5. You guys go up to Class 6, and Brennan Johnson, number 11 out here. Special young man and one of the cornerstones for your defense that made a lot of plays out here today.
Yeah, Brennan goes without saying. He's been a football player, and when I say a football player, he's played football his entire life. And guys that do that, they learn a little bit about the game. But I think what he has to his benefit is that we're at the house, we have conversation, even though it's not a bunch of conversation, but it just kind of teaches him what to do. So he's seen it. He's been in the huddle with us for a long time. He was a ball boy. He's been around football. He understands it, and it translates to the field for us a lot.
Yeah, I made the comment last year. I think it was your Martinsburg game. I watched the film that he was maybe the most impressive linebacker I saw as a 10th grader. Nickname, is it Peanut? Did I hear that right? Yeah. How'd that come about?
He's just born small. You know what I mean? So being born small, we gave him that nickname very early. The irony behind it, man, he's allergic to peanuts. So he's got a nickname that fits him all the way around really, really well.
A lot of other established players, whether it be Christian Martin, Noah Jenkins, George Lovelace, Jakari Henley. What are you seeing on them? I notice a lot more vocal communication and leadership out of them as they get ready for, I think, seniors, if you will, right?
Yeah. Them guys are doing everything that we ask them to do. They know that it takes a senior group that's very, very dedicated and very, very vocal and very, very, what's the best way to put it, in charge of what's going on, right? They can be Coach Johnson when Coach Johnson is not there. That in itself works wonders, and it's tremendous and very valuable to our football program. So those guys are doing what we ask them to do. They've started back in January, now it's translating to the field.
Defense has controlled this early on, and you've had a scrimmage relationship with Kevin Tucker and Thomas Dell that goes back a lot of years. When you went to your up-tempo, sort of no-huddle, hurry-up offense, it was quick-strike offense, which has been your calling card and what you've had a lot of success with. Is that something you feel like you can lean on in pressure spots throughout the year?
It's just one of those things. It's just an attribute of what we're going to do, play calling-wise. Sometimes you got to get guys going. It's an early start today. We usually don't practice early in the morning, but you make no excuses, man. Guys just got to be prepared and ready to go. And during that up-tempo time, we're just calling plays that we're going to call when the season starts. Early on, there was a lot of script stuff. You know what I mean? Maybe some stuff that we wanted to see if kids can get moving. But it just kind of evened itself out, and I thought we played a great first half. And then let the second guys get in the second half.
Yeah, a couple of guys that found the end zone I'm not that well versed in, DeJuan Green, Jamon Lewis. So are you feeling like you're getting some others, even if they're not twos, players that are complementary pieces to your mainstays, your game breakers, your playmakers, to get more comfortable?
Those guys have been around our program, for 3 years. But it's like anything else at Highland Springs. You got to just take your time, right? You can't be the guy to walk in immediately. There's not many guys that do that in our program. Since I've been here, it's only been 2 freshmen, if I can think of, that have been starters from the day that they walked in. DJ Johnson, who played quarterback for me, and Brennan Johnson. So everybody else has to wait a little bit and develop. And those guys have been around. They know what to do. They know how to function. They know how to play. You know what I mean? And they got their opportunity to show us today what they're going to do and what they can bring to the table.
A couple more let you run. Appreciate the time. Certainly film will tell you a lot as you and your coaches have to evaluate things that went well, didn't go well, but sort of initial blush, if you will, of what you liked, what you have to clean up here as you get ready for a big game one. Your alma mater in Miramar from Florida.
Yeah, I know we got to clean up just about every aspect of the game. We're nowhere near ready to play right now, but I'm glad we don't have to play right now, right? So everything's going to be polished. Everything's going to be cleaned up. You're talking about from snap count to substitutions. We're trying to sub early and often right now. You're going to be in South Florida. It might be hot, right? You got to get some guys in. So we have to mix those guys in and get them ready to go. So there are a ton of things that we have to do. If I go through the list, we'll be here for hours. But I'm satisfied with what we did today, how we played, and the things that we can do to make ourselves better. In the grand scheme of things, man, I'm excited about what we have. I know what we have. You don't want to show your hand, especially to somebody that you could possibly be playing later in down the road. So we got some things to work on.
Well, let's finish up on that. You go into a new region after winning the state championship 5 times in AAA or Division 5, if you will. Now you're in Division 6 with maybe the toughest region in the state with you guys at Highland Springs, Manchester, who you see in Game 2, Thomasdale, Oscar Smith, and Western Branch from the 7-5-7. Your schedule, people say they played a toughest schedule. Well, you guys, year after year, it shows. I mean, you got Maury on it this year, who played in the Class 5 state final. Tell me about just that opener going back. I know you'll be excited with Miramar and what this will do as you try to accomplish even more history at Highland Springs.
I think the biggest thing for us, man, is going back to what Richard McPhee did when he was at Huguenot, getting on the road, giving kids opportunities to kind of expand their horizon, play some different teams, represent the state as best that we possibly can. It does matter to me. The entire state of Virginia is important in terms of our development as coaches, in terms of how players represent themselves when they're in college. Like for guys to be able to come back and recruit our area, like guys got to go and showcase their talent like in different places. So that's very important to me in terms of how we maneuver ourselves through our schedule. Our schedule is tough, but I always learn from Coach Beamer. You know, you create a sense of urgency when you play tough teams early on, but it also tells you where you are and it also helps you improve. I was on a team at Virginia Tech that went 0-2 and won 10 in a row. Nobody even talks about those first 2. They talk about the last 10. So I think those things are important. Going undefeated always seems to be the goal for people in high school football. That's not the goal for me. It's icing on the cake.
You've been, 2 tons out of your 5?
Yeah. It's icing on the cake. But the ultimate goal is the ultimate goal, right? So we're working towards that. So I don't get caught up in the hoopla. I don't get caught up in, guys beating the chest, man, when they score a touchdown or something, anything like that. I just kind of want to focus on the game and the development of the player and how we get them to the next level to be successful in everything that we do.
Well, thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing with young men, molding them, developing them, and we look forward to the journey on the road to maybe December again.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.